Okay, turn around. Does that do anything to you?
It has no effect on me.
Great, it's working!
It's been 40 years since a little robot girl in a red dress walked into our living rooms and somehow felt like family.
You know how humiliating it is for a robot to beat its inventor?
Small Wonder ran from 1985 to 1989. 4 seasons, 96 episodes, and a premise that should not have worked. A suburban dad builds a robot child, tries to pass her off as his daughter, and the whole neighborhood nearly catches on every single week. Critics hated it. Kids couldn't get enough. Let's find out where the cast ended up. 1. Tiffany Brissette. She was the show. Every frame, every episode, every reason anyone tuned in. Tiffany Brissette played VICI, voice input, child identicant, with a monotone delivery so precise, it became iconic. Blank stare, literal responses, superhuman strength used for comedy. She started the role at 10 years old and carried it all the way to the final season. Born in Paradise, California, and raised in San Diego, she had already been doing commercials since age 2. Care Bears, IBM, Jell-O Pudding Pops, with Bill Cosby. She appeared in Heart Like a Wheel at 8 and had a recurring role on Webster before landing this. Tiffany had beaten out Candace Cameron Bure and the late Heather O'Rourke for the part. That casting decision changed her life. After the show ended in 1989, Tiffany made a few more appearances. Parker Lewis Can't Lose, Equal Justice, and then walked away from Hollywood entirely. Not because she had to, because she chose to. She went back to school, earned a psychology degree from Westmont College, counseled troubled youth in San Diego, ran the Los Angeles Marathon in 1997, and eventually became a registered nurse in Boulder, Colorado, specializing in elderly care. She has made exactly 2 public appearances since stepping away, a 2007 segment on Good Morning America and a 2009 morning showcast reunion. No social media, no autograph circuit, just a quiet, full life built entirely on her own terms. One of the healthiest exits in child star history. 2. Dick Christie. He built the robot. He panicked every week when the neighbors got too close. He was the straight man holding the whole ridiculous premise together.
Any suggestions?
Well, can we pack and move before dinner time?
Dick Christie played Ted Lawson, genius engineer, nervous father, and the man responsible for one of the strangest sitcom premises of the 1980s. Born in Long Beach, California in 1948, Christie had been working steadily in television and film long before Small Wonder. He appeared in Clint Eastwood's Any Which Way You Can, the Michael Crichton thriller Looker, and the TV movie Enola Gay before landing guest spots on Heart to Heart, Knots Landing, and The Waltons. He was a working actor in the truest sense, always somewhere, always reliable, never coasting. Small Wonder ran 4 seasons, and Christie was in every episode. He also wrote and directed some of them, making him one of the more quietly multi-talented figures in the cast. After the show ended, he kept working, Breaking Bad, Hell, or High Water, a recurring role on The Bold and the Beautiful as security guard Charlie Weber, a character he played for over 12 years, logging more than 200 episodes as of 2025. He even appeared as a guest presenter on Jeopardy! He is 77 years old and still at it. Ted Lawson never stopped showing up for work. 3. Marla Pennington. Before Small Wonder, Marla Pennington had already built a resume most actresses would be proud of. She appeared on Soap, playing Leslie Walker across 18 episodes, and went on to Charlie's Angels, Magnum PI, Happy Days, General Hospital, and The Incredible Hulk. She was clearly talented, clearly versatile, and clearly going somewhere.
Now, don't be too angry. Look on the bright side. Robots can't get cavities.
Then she got cast as Joan Lawson, Ted's warm, patient, frequently worried wife, and spent 4 seasons as the emotional center of a show she wasn't entirely sure she believed in. She later admitted she found the whole syndication model sketchy when it was first pitched to her. She said yes anyway. She's been refreshingly honest about the experience. In her own words, she was grateful for the steady work and the money it let her save, but she didn't feel the show showed her at her best. When Small Wonder ended in 1989, she made a decision. She was done with acting. She married entertainment lawyer Tom Rowan, son of the legendary comedian Dan Rowan of Rowan and Martin, and focused on raising their 2 children. She appeared at a cast reunion on The Morning Show with Mike and Juliet in 2009 and recorded DVD commentary for the season 1 release. She's 71 now and living privately. She built the life she wanted on her own schedule. 4. Jerry Supiran. He was the kid brother to a robot, the reluctant straight man to Vicki's endless, literal-mindedness, and one of the most recognizable child actors of the late 1980s.
That's funny. And just how do you intend to put the big J to bed?
Jerry Supiran played Jamie Lawson across all 4 seasons. He had already appeared on Little House, On the Prairie, St. Elsewhere, Mr. Belvedere, and Galactica 1980 before landing the role at 12. He received 3 Young Artist Award nominations for his work on the show. On screen, he was the mischievous, cherubic-faced kid who used his robot sister to do his homework and dodge Harriet's relentless affections. Off-screen, he was a kid earning serious money at a very young age, with very few people around him qualified to protect it. What happened after is harder to tell. The money from his acting career held in a trust was largely gone by the time he reached adulthood. He says a former girlfriend took what remained of his savings, and a financial advisor embezzled the rest. He spent years working in restaurants in Henderson, Nevada, before losing that job in 2010. In 2012, he was homeless, sleeping under a bridge in Central California or volunteering at a shelter. By 2025, he is married and living privately. His mother's heart attack in 2012 became a turning point. Caring for her gave him structure when he had almost none. He is 52. He rebuilt. That matters more than anything else in this story. 5. Emily Schulman. Nobody on this show was more committed to being annoying than Harriet Brindle, and Emily Schulman played that role with absolute precision. The red pigtails, the relentless crush on Jamie, the nosiness that threatened to expose the Lawsons every single week. She was 8 years old when the show started, and she had already appeared in over 200 TV commercials before that. Brands like Cascade and Kraft Singles, doing professional work before most kids her age had lost their first tooth. The industry recognized her.
You must think I'm stupid. Don't be offended, Norman. Everybody does.
She won 2 Young Artist Awards during the show's run and received 5 nominations total. For a child actress in syndication, that kind of peer recognition was genuinely rare. After Small Wonder, she kept acting into the early 1990s troupe Beverly Hills, alongside Shelley Long, Caddy Woodlawn as the title character, and a 20-episode run on the CBS series Christie with her troupe Beverly Hills co-star Kelly Martin. Then she stepped away from performing entirely and moved into talent representation, eventually becoming head of the commercial department at Acme Talent and Literary. Working as an executive agent until 2008, she spent over a decade on the other side of the table, the person deciding who got the role instead of the one auditioning for it. Now she teaches. She is the director of the therapeutic theater program at the Grove School, working with high schoolers. She teaches Shakespeare and children's classics at the Country School in Connecticut. She has also worked with the Hartford Children's Theater, Oddfellows Playhouse, and CT Kids on stage. She has 4 children with her husband, Derek Webster. Harriet would have found a way to spy on all of this. Emily seems perfectly happy she can't. 6. Edie McClurg. Even before Small Wonder, Edie McClurg was one of those faces everyone knew but couldn't quite name. She had been Lucille Tarlick on WKRP in Cincinnati, a regular on The David Letterman Show, where she created a rotating cast of original characters week after week, and part of the legendary Groundlings comedy troupe, alongside Paul Reubens, the two of them cutting their teeth together before either became a household name. She earned a master's degree from Syracuse University and taught radio at the University of Missouri, Kansas City for 8 years before entertainment pulled her west for good. Then came Ferris Bueller's Day Off in 1986, where she played Grace, the school secretary, in one of the great supporting performances of that decade, all while playing Bonnie Brindle on this show. She left after season 2 to join the Hogan family full-time. The career never slowed. The Little Mermaid, planes, trains, and automobiles. A river runs through it. Flubber. She voiced characters in Cars, Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, and A Bug's Life. Carlotta, the maid, Minnie the minivan, Gerda, Dr. Flora. She appeared in nearly 90 films and 55 television episodes. Always funny, always instantly recognizable in that signature Midwestern key she had perfected over decades of improvisation and character work. Guest spots on Seinfeld, Full House, Malcolm in the Middle, Hannah Montana. She was everywhere for 30 years straight. In 2019, family and friends filed for conservatorship. Neurological tests had confirmed dementia. A caregiver was later prosecuted for elder abuse after attempting to take her out of state. She turned 80 in July 2025. Her cousin, actress Angelique Cabral, now manages her affairs. She is being looked after by people who love her. She deserves every comfort she gets. 7. William Bogert. He was the villain of The Neighborhood, scheming, bumbling, constantly stealing Ted Lawson's ideas, and never quite getting caught. William Bogert played Brandon Brindle across all 4 seasons, and he was perfect in the role. Born in New York City in 1936 and Yale educated, his resume ran deep long before this show. A man for all seasons on tour, Dog Day Afternoon, War Games as Matthew Broderick's father, and guest appearances on what seemed like every television show of the 1970s and 80s. M.A.S.H. Barney Miller, Hill Street Blues, The Mary Tyler Moore Show. He was one of those character actors who showed up everywhere and elevated everything he touched without ever needing the spotlight to himself. He kept working after Small Wonder too. On Chappelle's show, he played the deadpan, frontline host, Kent Wallace. He had a remarkable political dimension. He starred in the famous 1964 Confessions of a Republican as supporting LBJ and reprised the character in 2016 to oppose Donald Trump, saying the same line he'd said about Goldwater 52 years earlier. He scares me, a lifelong Republican who twice crossed party lines on principle. That takes something. His wife, Muppet puppeteer Erin Oscar, died in 1993. William Bogert died January 12, 2020. He was 83 years old, 12 days short of his 84th birthday. Rest in peace. 8. Paul C. Scott. He was Jamie's best friend and sometimes rival. Reggie Williams, the kid next to the kid next to the robot. Paul C. Scott brought Reggie to life across all 4 seasons of Small Wonder, giving Jamie a confidant who kept the Lawson family's secret feeling genuinely precarious. He had good comic timing, solid chemistry with Jerry Supiran, and a character who lived in that particular 1980s kid sidekick tradition. Wisecracking, loyal, always one conversation away from finding out too much. In a show built around an impossible secret, Reggie was the human variable that made the danger feel real. After Small Wonder wrapped in 1989, Paul C. Scott stepped away from the spotlight almost entirely. No continued acting career, no fan convention appearances, no verified social media presence, no interviews looking back on the show. His current life and circumstances are simply not a matter of public record, and that is entirely his right. Some people walk away from childhood fame and never looked back. And there is nothing wrong with that. What we know is that he was part of something millions of kids grew up watching. He was young, he was good at it, and he chose a life outside the camera afterward. Wherever Reggie Williams ended up, we hope he landed well. That small wonder in 2026, a robot girl who made us laugh, a family that tried to keep her secret, and a cast that scattered in every direction imaginable. Nurses, teachers, daytime TV veterans, and people who simply chose to live quietly. If this brought back memories, hit that subscribe button. More stories like this are coming. She